So on this video right here, this is a DL580 G8 HP server. I was just doing a quick video on this. This is my rack right here. The R720 XD is what I used to use for my primary server. Unfortunately, on certain kernels, I had problems with the RAID array dropping out for some unknown reason. And on the server below it, this is my dev server. So this is what I use for development and stuff, just testing drives. And then I have this enclosure of drives set up just so I can put in drives and like test ZFS and stuff on that, which I'm going to do another video and show you ZFS drive redundancy with the bottom rack. Anyway, the top server, I'm going to tell you why it's so great. One, the air ventilation is amazing. It has a stupid amount of PCI Express cards, and let me go ahead and give you an example of that. If you go over to here, you go over to images, and you type in DL580 G8, enter. And then you go DL. Now if you look at the board, here's the PCI Express system board. This is what you're working with right here. A vastly unlimited, I say unlimited exaggerationally, but a vastly and unlimited amount of PCI Express slots. So you could stick card after card in here, and the ventilation's so good on this thing, it's gonna keep it cool. Problem with HP is their stupid BIOS don't let you turn down the fans, so it's gonna sound like a jet engine. You'll probably end up throwing the thing out the window. But just don't worry about that right now. Now if you go like right here and you type in DL580 G8, and let's say you want to buy processor for this thing, or let's just say you want to buy the server, right? So just DL580 G8, right? And let's go ahead and sort this by price, so we know what we're working with. Let's look for a full server, the cheapest one we can find. Bonafide full DL G8. Alright, so you got right here. Here's a 60 core, 128 gigs of RAM, 4 1200 watt power supplies, and 2 SAS drives. So another thing about these, if you want to throw a whole bunch of NVMEs in direct into the PCI Express slot, or do a U2 to NVMe adapter like X4, X8, just chuck it in the slots, fill it up. Great for that. You'll have really low bus latency because they're going directly into the PCI Express slot. If you look over here, on right here, also another thing, these things a lot of times at recyclers can be had for maybe like $100, $200. Sometimes they just get scrapped because they're lesser known about, they're not that common, and you can usually get them for even cheaper than this. Right now there just doesn't seem to be a lot of them, so the price is a little bit exaggerated. If you go right here and you do like, let's say E7 4890, let me show you the best thing about these servers. E7 4890 V2. You go ahead and type in, press enter, and if you look, these things are only $10, and that's because the supply and demand for them is low, so the price is low and they're oversaturated in the market. So the price is just low. Now, yeah. Anyway, so if you want a good server, also that takes vastly unlimited amounts of RAM. Another thing, what's really good about it is this thing takes ZIF boards. So if I go ahead and I go to images and I type in ZIF board, or if I type in ZIF board DL580 like this, maybe some scrolling. Okay, it takes RAM cages like this, or you can call them memory cages, or ZIF boards, or RAM modules, whatever you prefer, whatever vocabulary you want to use. That's what these are right here, right? So the great thing about it is it takes 8 of these, and because it takes 8 of those, stick in a few 16 gig sticks, I'm already at like 512 gigs of RAM on this thing, and I've barely used any RAM slots. So it's really nice, really great, really cheap. Want a server don't spend that much on. You're not spend a kidney at the store, or, you know, $5 grand, or get your thread ripper and everything else. Get this thing for hosting. It'll take anything you thread it. And turn hyperthreading off. It has so many cores that hyperthreading will be will not be good in most real world scenarios. So anyway, if you like the video, like and subscribe. Buy me a cup of coffee. Help me out. You know, out.